I'm Govind Sridhar. So I'm the secretary of the IIBA Mumbai Chapter. We'll get to know more about what the chapter is about. What are we trying to do? What is it that we have been doing for the last year or so? I'm accompanied by Swami sir. So he's been a veteran for over a decade. I don't know how many years has he devoted to the business analysis practice within India. He does have a lot of ambitions. We are all fueled by his passion for this field to serve the community that you all are a part of. And under his guidance and leadership, we are trying to do whatever best we can from a Mumbai chapter standpoint. Dr. Pradeep Pense is the president of the Mumbai chapter. I'm accompanied by several chapter leaders and members who are a part of the board. They are all in this meeting. And Bhakti Khanna, who is the VP of Marketing and Communication of the Mumbai chapter. So she'll be my co-host, and she will handle the Q&A segment towards the end. Okay, I'll start sharing my screen.
Great.
What is this session really about, right? So what we wanted to do, right, is one feedback that's often come from the community. People do join the community. They don't have much of an idea of what is IIBA, what is it that it does. So we'll try to demystify most of the information that we have. We have not gone too deep. We've kept it high level so that it's easy to take away for you. But the base foundation of what Mumbai chapter sits on is to evolve, empower, and elevate the voice of you people, right? People who are involved in business analysis, people who are a part of the community, and hopefully some of you are also interested in giving back to the community. So we want to encourage and enable you as you prosper your careers forward. So this is the agenda. So we'll basically be talking about what is IIBA. Maybe some of you would have heard of it, some of you don't have a clue. Some of you are trying to guess what it stands for. So we'll try to uncover that. We'll talk about the global presence of IIBA. What's the reach been? What are the certifications that IIBA offers and what significance it probably holds in the global arena? Down to what is the strategy for India? What are the driving principles that we are looking at from an India perspective? How is the ecosystem? The purpose of the ecosystems is to enable the community, right? That's the primordial requirement. Now, how is it that we have partnered with several players in the industry as well as in the academia to make sure everyone gets a very nice experience when it comes to business analysis as a career path, right? What is the chapter reach? There are a couple of chapters in the country. There is some understanding aspect that we need to clarify to say what does Mumbai chapter cover, what are the remits of other chapters, and then we go specific into Mumbai chapter. Who's the team? What do they do apart from IIBA? And towards the end of it, we'll talk about in 2023 what all things we have managed to do and what are the events in 2024. Typically, it's the Q2 that we have charted out. We'll probably share that with you so that you have an understanding of what's coming. And we'll end it with the last segment of 15-20 minutes on Q&A. Right. I'll now hand it over to Swami sir, who can basically talk about IIBA and a couple of slides. Over to you, Swami sir.
Thank you very much. And at the outset, I'm really excited to see every one of you available on the Saturday, 11 o'clock. It speaks volume about your common sense, consistency, and commitment. Why common sense? Because the new era of AI, if you don't upskill yourself and advance your career, it doesn't make any sense. But IIBA community is one of the options for you to get that done. That's why you are available. That speaks about your common sense and commitment, because you can have a weekend to travel anything, or even you can avoid this session, but you are here. It speaks about your commitment and also consistency, which I recommend you that anything you do it, if you do consistently, it happens over a period of time. So coming back to our International Institute of Business Analysis, it is a not-for-profit organization focused about shaping the practice of business analysis, so that we wanted to bring and build world-class business analysis professionals. Yeah, we are about 30,000 plus members across the world, 120 chapters and 600 plus programs, 1,300 plus volunteers. It is growing month on month, we are growing hundreds of volunteers of joining. We do know generally we are the global standard body. We build standard through volunteers who are practitioners, business analysis practitioners, and also we try to build different certifications. We have core and specialized certification. If you want to grow as a world-class business analysis professional, independent of any verticals, the core certification helps you. Then you wanted to become a specialization in your career path. There are different vertical streams are there. That's where we build a standard, and we build a standard and test the standard. Anytime, it is not that everyone can get certified, unless otherwise you just demonstrate your skill with real life example scenarios or case study. Then only you can able to get these kind of certifications. That has got a huge demand in the market. Yeah, India. Coming back to India, personally, our chapter leaders believe that India is a world capital for business analysis professional, because earlier, last decade, it is more of IT services and IT system professionals. Now it is more about, because thanks to AI, thanks to different dimensions. So, I mean, if you look at it, for example, TCS alone has somewhere around 6,54,000 employees. And we have huge people who are trying to start their career as a business analysis professional and transitioning from QA to BA kind of people. After 5 years, they want to redefine or reimagine their career. And also that advanced people, they wanted to become a strategic consultant and they wanted to work with the big four companies. That's why chartered accountancy of the world, our best of the best people are connecting and collaborating with IIBA India. So we wanted to make with all the support and collaboration. India will have minimum 1 million business analysis professional over the next 5 years. For that, IIBA India will help each one of them to fasten their career. And of course, that we do have connect, different ecosystem. We do unify and orchestrate an ecosystem to build the best practices and also learn the lessons across the world so that our practice is making a world-class standard, and also we are visible and credible inside our organization and outside the organization. Yeah, we have an ecosystem. This ecosystem is something called chapters. That's what Govind was talking about. Then we do academia. We connect with academia, and we also connect with industry education providers and corporate industry, government, and business analysis professional. With all of them, what we are trying to do is that we wanted to structure your career path and specialization, and ultimately the benefit what you will get out of it is that you will first upskill yourself, and you have the opportunity to network with the different people, different professional, because India has got almost the community is 10,000 plus business analysis professionals is part of the community. I mean, 2,000 plus members are the members of the people. All of them you will have a different, I mean, there are 0 to 5 years and different people are there. Together, what we wanted to do, we want to deliver value to the community. The value is what we want. What value? It's going to be what are the 2 cents we can add value to your career, and how do you help yourself to build your career faster and better. This is the past, and basically our core subject is business analysis basis, but we believe analysis is everywhere, irrespective of your day-to-day work. You analyze in every situation. Whenever you confront any situation, first part is analysis. That's the way you get in. But we wanted to structure your thoughts, structure your idea so that you present yourself in a way that you become more visible and credible in front of the community, in front of your employer. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. I think, thanks, Govind. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Swami sir. I hope that was quite a bit of an information for you to understand how IIBA is positioned. I want to take some time on the India ecosystem slide itself. Now, here, if you see where do you fall and how all these blue boxes coming together, right? So chapters are basically a group of volunteers who basically come together to say that, yeah, I want to give back to the community. I want to, people like me, I have had those learnings earlier in my career, and it's important that I explain people in the community how to navigate those challenges, right? So there are people who want to do that, and therefore they all came forward. They all joined the board. They joined as volunteers and members, and they are then driving the force, right? That's the chapters. You've got academia, which basically are the academic institutions. You're talking about MBA colleges, engineering colleges, a lot of training institutions that may be there, where there is partnership needed, because there's always going to be some kind of a gap between education and corporate. So how can we bridge that gap so that people who come into the corporate are more ready and capable of handling unforeseen changes, the unconventional thinking that's expected, and all of that, right? So that's our connect with the academia. EEPs are, when you say endorsed education providers, IIB as an organization has basically partnered with specific training institutions. Like in Mumbai, there is something called as Tech Canvas. That is our partner EEP. They provide courses and certification programs that you could enroll and then have yourself certified. So there is an ecosystem support there. Corporate and industry and government, you do need to connect with the leaders of the industry across various companies to understand where the direction of business is, what are we expecting in the future. And that has to be relayed back to business analysis professionals in the community so that you can chart out your career with what's expected in the future, right? Like sir mentioned about AI that's coming in, is that disruptive? If it's disruptive, how is it that you can enable yourself today so that 5 years down the line, you're probably riding the wave rather than falling under it, right? So that's basically the support ecosystem that you say. In my view, business analysis professionals are at the center stage of it, and all of these other aspects are the support system. Moving on to the community reach. So what we did was to bring more clarity to our community and all the business analysis professionals. We wanted to say, okay, what chapters cover which states in the country, so that all the meetups that we do, all the engagement that we have are more directed towards people and there's no one left, right? So there are 5 chapters, the 5 colors that you see here, which is very correlated with the IPL set of colors. There are 35 leaders who have come forward to drive this in respective chapters. There are 22 members who basically supporting these leaders, and there are over 100 volunteers who basically come forward for specific interventions that we would want to drive, right? But one thing is common. We are all aligned with IIBA's strategy from an India standpoint. So we might be divided by chapters because our community engagement has to be very specific to the geography. But then what's binding us is our common strategy, right? So if study groups are being organized for CBAP, let's say, it may be that Chennai is organizing those study groups, but everyone in the country, whoever is aspiring to be a CBAP, can technically enroll into that study group. Likewise, if there is a webinar that has been organized by Delhi, anyone who's in the overall India community can basically enroll into those webinars and benefit from them, right? So you have these WhatsApp communities that maybe most of you are a part of. There are some chapter specific communities that are there. Announcements keep coming in terms of what webinars are coming up, what engagement we are planning. So that's for the entire community of India. But the Mumbai chapter specifically covers all of these states here. We did have a couple of connects in Pune recently. There are a lot of engagement that we are planning in Pune and Mumbai. But then, yeah, all the other states that are out there are something that we want to really focus. Coming to the team, it was reconstituted in May 2023. We do have new people who joined in the group, including me. Chapter has been active since then. There's been a lot of initiatives and engagements that we have been doing. I'll not read out every person's company, etc. It's for you to see here. But Pradeep sir is, is a part of V-School. He's the president. He's been a pioneer of business analysis within India. He's a well-known personality and a lot of knowledge and experience behind him. Bhakti is managing marketing communications. She's the leader. She is the chapter leader for marketing and communications. Akansha is a part of HDFC. She is also looking at professional development as a chapter leader. On the right side, you have all the members who are supporting their respective leaders, right? So Chaitanya is working with Bhakti, Rachna and Sushant working with Akansha, Naina working on community engagement, and Pankaj working on events, right? You see those gray faces out there on the left side for community engagement and event management. We're looking for passionate people who basically can come and and join the board with some of these positions that are open. And as we expand our reach for other states, maybe we'll have more opportunities for you to come and partner. Moving on, the reflections that we have had from 2023 and what is the horizon, right? There was informal engagement via conferences, etc. But when we brainstormed as a team, we felt the need for meeting people in person, right? That's when we called something called Milap, where we have small coffee sessions. We invite people, whoever is available in a particular place. They all can come forward, catch up, discuss some of their challenges that they've been facing, connect at a more personal level, and then engage, right? Whenever there is an opportunity, reach out to each other, peer mentoring, all of those aspects, right? So Milap bundles a lot of concepts together, but the best part, it is very simple. It's like a group of people coming together, becoming friends, catching up, and talking about professional work, which otherwise is difficult to catch up within office or at home, right? So it fills a void in terms of an opportunity for us. So that started off. It's been amazing. There's been a lot of people we have met. In 2023, we did 3 Milap sessions, two in Pune, one in Mumbai, and we plan to do more Milap sessions pretty much every month or every other month, right? So stay tuned for these opportunities that come along, and do make it a point to try attending some of these meetings. Now, some interventions that we did, these webinars that we organize are available on the YouTube channel. So you can, I mean, if you've missed it, if you've joined the community later, no harm, you can still go ahead and catch up on some of those videos that are there on YouTube. So the future of business analysis was a very amazing webinar that we had. We had a panel discussion with some great industry leaders who basically said, where is it that this field is heading? What can people do to align? What opportunities are out there, right? So it's a good one to look back. There were 2 roundtables that we did, and here is where we have a concept of what industry needs and what academia needs, right? So it is a win and a van. And the idea is, if we know what the industry needs from a business analyst or a business analysis professional, it's then easy to disseminate that to the community so that you all are aware of what is the expected future. We funnel it to you as feedback, or we funnel it to you as an opportunity. And likewise, we then understand from academia what are the kind of skill gaps that they are not able to fulfill, and where is it that we can engage with them to address that gap, right? So at the end of it, we are just building business analysis as a practice that's very, very vital to business. I'm sure all of you echo that, but it's also important that as a country, we become second to none when it comes to defining new problems, solving them, coming up with innovative solutions to them, right? So India has been known for that for a decade or so now. So I think we just have to pump up the steam on that one. Chapter helping chapter, which basically means that there's some things that we do to support Hyderabad or Chennai or Delhi chapter occasionally. So we participated in the knowledge group. So that study group was for CBAP. So there were some sessions that we conducted and facilitated that. There's flash quizzes that we organized for all the participants of the study group in Chennai. That allowed them to get a sense of mock questions that may probably come in the CBAP exam. It allowed them to toy their brain and learning. And a lot of people who are not even aspiring for the certification participated in that, right? Because these quizzes were also put up on the community group that we have. A lot of people can then see what is the best way of handling a particular challenge or a problem. There's a generative AI webinar that was organized, where we did a panel discussion again, that was organized by the Hyderabad chapter, and one of us was a panel member on that. Now 2023, because we started half the year, there wasn't as many as we would have imagined. We took some time to reflect, strategize, connect with the community, and see how is it that we want to approach 24. Now 24 is a loaded itinerary, right, for us. So in March, there have been some engagements already, like the Voice of Community. Bhakti connected with a lot of people from the community to get their inputs, the kind of questions that they are thinking about, and curating our BA conference agenda basis that. That's probably not happened much in any of the other fields, right? We've been doing that because if you have to attend this conference in June in Pune, uh, our first priority would be to have some of your questions answered there and have senior industry leaders or people who are coming from IIBA Global to address them, so that you have a very clear sense of understanding of where things are and what you could do, right? So that's the voice of community, which is center stage. Analysis everywhere is a session that we conducted in one of the colleges in Pune recently. That again was helping a lot of young minds to nurture the business analysis aspect of their mind. The Know Your Chapter is what's going on now. We are also working with a very famous MBA college in Mumbai, and we are trying to see, okay, how can we help each other out, right? Both from a community perspective as well as from empowering standpoint for their students. In April, there are some roundtables planned. We will have community meetups planned. We have dates also. We'll be sharing that shortly in the community groups for you to, block your time on the calendar, let's say. We'll have Milaps in May again, and we also plan to conduct a certification Q&A workshop, right? I mean, I'm sure some of you have questions about what certifications are out there, how can I make benefit of them. I don't have a clue about how to go about this. What is the difference between ECB and CBAP? All of those questions would be there. So we'll be doing some kind of a questionnaire before this session, and we'll try answering those questions, or maybe arranging someone from the global IIBA to respond to those questions and funnel them to you in this workshop. There's the annual BA conference that is lined up. The date is final. It's June 19th. It will be done in Pune. It will be a full day event, probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock to 4:35. So lock in these dates. It'll be great to have some of you or all of you show up for this. We are working hard to put up the right kind of topics for the discussions, for keynotes, have separate tracks for experiences. So yeah, interesting day coming up. There are some. This has been posted already on the Mumbai chapter community group. But if you're not part of the WhatsApp, you can maybe take a screenshot of this or something for now. Try to get into these links and follow Mumbai chapter, the YouTube channel, the LinkedIn page. Each of these channels serve a different purpose. We try to avoid redundancy as much as possible. So WhatsApp group is for more casual chats, question answers, clarifications, and announcements for any webinars coming up. LinkedIn page is more on professional content help, reposts of most of the IIBA global content that coming through, new frameworks, new templates, things that you can use in your daily life from a work standpoint, right? YouTube channel is all the recordings of webinars, the videos that we compile, which then can help you if you're binge watching, might as well binge watch something from a business analysis standpoint, right? So we have centralized all of YouTube that were chapter specific initially. We brought them into the IIBA India handle itself, because one feedback from you guys was, can we have everything in one place, because it becomes difficult to go to different channels to get a video, right? So now what we have is within the same channel, we have multiple playlists for different chapters, and you can actually search and go ahead and look at everything that you want. So mostly videos will be on YouTube. There's also an Insta channel that is there, where any meetups that we do, we try to put photos and stuff like that. So if you're an Insta person, then IIBA India is what you can look up. And there is a portal page, which is the IIBA chapter page. It's a website where you can basically go ahead and see some of the blogs and newsletter that are coming up. So the last one is not very active at this moment, because our focus has been on community engagement so far, but we want to ramp up our efforts on this. So that brings me to the end of what I had as slides. Now, based on the questions, you can start popping your questions up